I've got a real soft spot for the Atari Lynx, but you wouldn't know it from looking at my back catalog of videos. Despite having owned both versions of the Lynx and dozens of carts back in the 90s, for some reason I just haven't given the Lynx much attention. Well, I'm going to break that streak today with a look at one of my favorite exclusives for this Atari handheld, the World War I dogfight simulator, Warbirds. That's right after this. This video supported in part by...
Playing VR, I tend to sweat. It gives me an edge. So King of Nerds happens to give me an edge too. Let King of Nerds give you the edge. Bye, King of Nerds.
Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm John, and I am a GenXGrownUp. Thank you for taking the time to check out this video. I owned, played, and loved the Atari Lynx. Over a decade ago, I made the regrettable decision, though, to trade in my Lynx collection for store credit at a mom-and-pop game store. I'm still kicking myself for that, and maybe, subconsciously, I don't talk about the Lynx much because it reminds me of that bad decision. But my heart has healed enough now that I'm ready once more to celebrate Atari's scrappy little battery hog of a handheld, and I'm starting with Warbirds. Written and designed by Atari veteran Robert Zdybel and released in 1991, Warbirds puts you in the cockpit of a World War I biplane engaged in dogfights against enemy pilots or via the ComLynx cable against up to 3 other human opponents on their Atari Lynx. It was a game that I owned and played, never had other friends with Lynx to play it, but even the single player is pretty remarkable. Let's take a look. Warbirds, copyright 1990. It was going to be released in 1990 as Red Baron, but came out in 1991 as Warbirds, as we now know. There's Robert Zdybel. If this is your first time seeing a Lynx game, I mean, bask in the beauty of what this little handheld could do. I don't understand. I mean, I know all the history, but this was vying for dominance against the Game Boy, and yet it lost because Nintendo just had a better foothold, really. Atari kind of started late. Anyway, I love the Atari Lynx, and you can see why. It just looks so good. And unlike playing games on, the Atari 2600 or in television or something like that, I mean, this is a full decade after those platforms were released. This is the 90s. So you didn't have like all these little switches and stuff to do. You had full menus already baked in. So as soon as you start the game, you get this briefing from your commander, right? And so the concept in the manual, it says that it's a brand new plane, and so you get some say in how it's outfitted. And really, it's just options for how you want the game to play. Let's see. So you can pick how much ammo. And by the way, you can land, replenish your ammo. I'll show you that in a second. And you can use this as a handicap. So individual players can have more or less ammo. So if you have a better player, you can handicap them so that it's a fair fight. Amount of damage, how much damage you can take. Basically, the only way you can die with unlimited damage is to crash. Critical, you're already almost dead. Minimal damage. Tournament damage is very interesting in that where they hit you does more damage. So if they hit you around the cockpit and engine, it does more damage than if they just hit you like on a wing or something. So it makes beautiful sense. I'm going to do unlimited damage so I don't die while I show you the game. Collisions makes sense. It's can you hit the other planes or not. I'll turn it off for now. How many lives? 1 is enough because we can't die. Dueling starts you head to head versus just a random start, you're somewhere. And then finally, flight simulator or arcade. Now this is fascinating because I didn't know this about old biplanes, but because the motor was on the front of the plane and spinning in a certain direction, it would pull you in that direction one way or the other. So it's like easier, I forget which way it was. Like it's easier to turn right than left or anyway. So if you wanted to behave like a World War II biplane would, you put it in flight sim mode. So many cool options. They could have done none of that, right? But they did so much cool stuff. And then you decide like what the mission is. And it's basically how many pilots you're up against. And this is all single player. I don't have a multiplayer to show you, but imagine. A milk run is just 1 scrub. Red Baron is you're up against an ace, the ace. Double teamed, you have 2 guys that are so-so. I think Paths of Glory is 2 guys, but they're stronger. It's a pair of aces. Anyway, and then up and finally it's like 3 aces up against. So to show you a tour of the game, I'm gonna play a real game, maybe a double team in a second and see how I do. But I'm gonna go into Milk Run here and just show you around. All right, we're in the plane and we're flying. And most previous kind of cockpit flying games, yeah, he's shooting at me. Most kind of cockpit flying games, this would be it. On the Lynx, you had an A button and a B button, plus you had option buttons, and all those can be used in tandem to do different things. So you can hit the A button to fire, of course. Now you can see just below my guns there, I can see my altimeter and my airspeed. But if I hold down the B button, I have lots of other options to view. So if I hold down B, I can look around. So there's behind me, I can see him in the distance, I can look to my left wing, I can look out my right wing. If I look down, I can see the rest of my cockpit view there, including my my oil pressure, which is kind of like a damage meter. If it gets to the red, it's bad. And then my compass is visible there. Number of kills, I think, is the 0 currently. Make sure I'm gaining altitude. Number of kills. In the middle, that is your squadron. So when you're playing multiplayer, you have 4 different logos that you're kind of your represent your team. And in the bottom, you see those little gray silver lines. Those are your ammo. Now you can only see the most. It's like the belt feeds coming up. You can only see the last couple, like 10 or 15 of them there. But when you're running out of ammo, you'll see those start to run out. All right, so I'm up pretty high. Let's see if we can find the bad guy. Kind of look around, see where he's at. Oh, and I can look up also, which is pretty cool. So I'm barreling down. I was really high up in the air, so I'm kind of seeing if I can find him. It's making me, oh, there he is, there he is. Oh, you can also kill your engine. If you want to stop gaining altitude, or you want to slow your speed. Get a few shots in on him. Shoot him a little bit. Now collisions are off, otherwise, of course, I would have to dodge like that and make sure I don't hit him. There it is. Oh, is he behind me? Yeah, all right. Let's see if I can't barrel roll around, come up behind him, kill my motor. Do it. I don't see him. Oh, he's still behind me. What a guy. Okay, come on. Turn around. There he is. Oh, he's really close. And you can see, I mean, compare this to, like a Game Boy game. Now, yeah, I'm a little partial to Atari, but I always thought the Atari Lynx should have had more success, especially up against the Game Boy. Even the Game Boy Color that came out wasn't backlit. This was backlit. Like, look at the gradient on the red of the pylons of your plane. It just looks so nice. I always thought just the Lynx looked better and in many cases played better, I thought, than the Game Boy. But neither here nor there. History has already declared a winner, but that's okay. Let's shoot this guy a couple more times, and then I want to show you how you land. Because that was something that I never did when I used to have this game, because I didn't know how. There, we put a little more damage into him. So let's try to land. Now landing, it won't fix your plane, but it will replenish your ammo. Now I have unlimited ammo. There's a little building somewhere down here toward the ground. Oh, and by the way, the clouds are, you can hide behind the clouds. So they're really dense. So as you're flying around and you get above or below the clouds, if you want to hide though, get in the clouds and they can't see you. Kind of kill the motor, see if I can, there's my little house. It's like a little building on the ground there, you see. You have to get down to where your altimeter is in that little green section, which is the last like 1,000 feet or so. And then you have to make sure your engine is off. So you get a little animation, which is kind of cute. So, all right, we're getting close, getting close. Just like your little hangar, right, where your guys are awaiting, helping you out. Okay, all right, so here we go. So I'm leveled out and... Oh, and of course, he can still shoot at you. There we go, did it. So the ravages of war on the terrain. Little guys run out and they're reloading ammo into your plane. They're done, and you automatically fire up your motor and take off again, and it starts you relatively low. But again, while you're on the ground, the enemies can see you. They could shoot you. You're sitting duck when you're down there. So, do that sparingly, I guess you would say. All right, so those are mechanics of Warbirds. Those are the things that you can accomplish in Warbirds. You can imagine this as a multiplayer. Now, rather than a points run, I am going to attempt to do the double teamed mission, where there are 2 enemy fighters that I have to take down. Before I do, I will remind you, of course, that if ever you're in the market for graphic tees or cool designs on shirts or mugs or stickers or whatever, to check out our store over at GenXGrownUp.com/merch. We have all kinds of great designs across all, movies and television and, of course, video gaming and pop culture and politics and whatever you're into. It's all original designs by independent creators, and every dollar you spend on it gets you something cool, but supports the next Gen X Grown Up video, just like this one. Okay, so let's set up the game, to jump in, and we can configure what we want to do. Unlimited ammo, I think, is fine. I don't want to be critical. I do want to take damage. Let's make it fair. Collisions only make sense. How many lives? You only got 1 life to live. You could go up to 3 if you'd like, or unlimited. I just want 1 life. Let's see how well I can do with that 1 life. Dueling start is fine, and I want to do arcade. I don't want to deal with the rotation of anything, so... And we're going to go into this one, which double teamed means it's me against 2 so-so pilots, because I'm also a so-so pilot, so that makes sense. Here we go. Wish me luck. So we start head on with this guy, so I'm going to try right off the bat. The other one is, where is he? I thought I saw him over there. And because it's unlimited ammo, of course, I can just strafe willy-nilly. But collisions are on, so I got to be careful not to run into him, right? Kill my motor. All right, and then zip back around here. He was going that way. Oh, I see him behind me. There he is. Oh, there's 2 of them. Okay, see, there's another one. Lay some bullets into... Whoa! Oh! Okay. Collisions work. Let me try one more time without wrecking into people. Yeah, they weren't kidding about those collisions. All right, doing a little damage to him. Let's get out of the way. Right to my left. They're behind me. Oh, they're definitely behind me. All right. I'm way up high, so I'm gonna... Whoa! Man! They had just absolutely behind me and drilled into my plane. I want to shoot at least one of these guys down, right? I got spoiled with unlimited damage. Man. I'm getting him. Okay. Pull up. Oh, there he is. No, I don't want to run into you. Oh, man. I always loved this. It felt like you were in a plane. It did a little more than I remember seeing in other kind of flight simulators like this. I see you. Oh, they got me again. Oh, no. Okay, because I've lost so terribly, I at least want to show you shooting down a plane. You can't call this a points run, certainly can you? I'm just going to do a single plane that I have to shoot down, okay? Maybe I can do this. Please do not let my lack of skill in any way discourage you from trying Warbirds. All right, so I've done some damage to him. Maybe if there aren't 2 planes shooting me, I have a chance to show you taking down a plane, so you can at least see the victory screen. Where'd he go? Oh, he's off to my left there. Yeah, I saw him. There he is. Killed him. Oh, luckily no collisions. Turn my motor back on. Oh, he's smoking. That's good news. Oh, now I'm on his tail. That's awesome. Get him! Get him! Oh, come on, get him! Yes! Got him! Finally. I get to show you what it looks like when you succeed in one of the missions. You get a victory. Now you can continue to start the game. You just continue. If you play the game again, you get a second victory, a third victory, and your rank increases. So, this is Warbirds. Again, please don't be discouraged by my lack of skill keeping you from trying it. Warbirds on the Atari Lynx, and really, so much on the Lynx library is worth checking out.
Robert A. Young summed up my feelings for Warbirds pretty well in his review for IGN when he wrote, "It's a game that's simple in concept and fun to play. Throw in true simulator realism, a variety of options, and the ability for 4-player competition, and the sum is greater than its parts. For the video gamer looking for realistic aerial action, Warbirds leaves everything else behind." This was the first Lynx game I featured in my Friday plays, but it certainly won't be the last. Please keep your suggestions coming down in the comments, and in the meantime, previous entries linked here and here. I certainly hope you found something to enjoy in this video, and I cannot wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.